All right, so let's trade in the daily grind. You know what I mean? Like just for a little bit, let's escape to those like turquoise waters, those like lush green islands. I'm talking about the Seychelles.
Ah, yes.
And I have a feeling, this is going to be way more than just your like run-of-the-mill, tropical vacation.
Yeah, I think you're right. We're going way beyond those like picture-perfect beaches you see on postcards. I'm talking about really understanding the Seychelles.
Mm.
Using this National Geographic article, Seychelles, Rediscover Real Island Living, as our guide.
Okay, so you're telling me there's more to this Seychelles than like meets the eye. What's the first thing that really pops out to you in this article?
Well, one thing that immediately struck me was that the Seychelles is so unique geologically. I mean,
Okay.
these are the only mid-oceanic granitic islands in the entire world.
Okay, hold on. I need a little bit more on that. Like, how does granite make these islands so different from, say, a volcanic island chain like Hawaii?
Well, it's all about how they formed. Volcanic islands come from eruptions, right? Like they build up over time. The Seychelles, on the other hand, they're actually a fragment of an ancient supercontinent that broke away millions and millions of years ago. So these islands have a much older and more complex geological history.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture. Ancient landmass, isolated for millennia. I bet that had a huge impact on the evolution of life there.
Yeah, exactly. Isolation like that often leads to some pretty unique evolutionary paths. And the article really dives into the fascinating array of endemic species you find in the Seychelles. I mean, these are plants and animals that exist nowhere else on Earth.
Okay, I am officially fascinated. What kind of creatures are we talking about?
Okay, well, picture this.
Yeah.
On Silhouette Island, you have the Seychelles kestrel. It's a bird of prey found only in that one specific location. Then you have the sheath-tailed bat, another Silhouette Island resident, with this unique tail membrane it uses to catch insects.
Wow, incredible. It's like each island is its own little world, each with its own evolutionary marvels.
It really is. And it's not just about the big animals either. Even the smaller creatures have fascinating stories. Like the Seychelles frogs on Mahe are some of the tiniest frogs in the whole world.
Tiny frogs, I'm picturing them like hopping around in some mini rainforest.
Yeah.
I'm guessing these endemic species are pretty vulnerable.
Oh, absolutely. That's why over 50% of the Seychelles is dedicated to nature reserves. Protecting both the land and the sea, that's a pretty impressive commitment to conservation.
Definitely. It sounds like they're going above and beyond to protect those unique ecosystems. I'm starting to understand what the article means by real island living. It's not just luxury resorts. It's a deep respect for the natural world.
Exactly. And that respect extends to every aspect of life in the Seychelles. Take, for example, the iconic giant tortoises of Eldorado Atoll.
Oh, yeah, the giant tortoises. The article mentioned that the Seychelles has the world's largest population of those gentle giants. What's it like to encounter a creature that's been around since, like, the dinosaurs?
It's humbling, for sure. These tortoises are like living fossils, a testament to the power of adaptation and survival. And they play a crucial role in the ecosystem, grazing on vegetation and dispersing seeds.
So it's not just about, like, preserving individual species. It's about understanding how they all fit together in the big picture.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And speaking of fitting into the bigger picture, we can't forget about the incredible bird life in the Seychelles. Did you know that over 200 bird species call these islands home?
200. That makes the Seychelles a pretty popular destination for bird watchers, I'm guessing. What kind of birds can you find there?
Oh, all sorts. From tiny, colorful sunbirds to majestic seabirds with huge wingspans. The article talks about Oride Island, which is like a haven for seabirds. Imagine witnessing massive colonies of Audubon shearwaters and lesser noddies nesting on the cliffs.
Okay, now that's something I would love to see. It's amazing to think about these birds flying thousands of miles across the ocean just to breed on these remote islands.
It really speaks to the global importance of the Seychelles ecosystems. And that's just the beginning. The article also mentions Bird Island, which is home to over 1 million sooty terns every spring.
1 million birds. That's mind-boggling. It sounds like something out of a nature documentary.
It is. And if you're into the smaller, more delicate birds, Cousin Island is the place to be. It's a sanctuary for the Seychelles photes and warblers, both endemic species with beautiful plumage.
All this talk about unique species and fragile ecosystems, it really makes you appreciate the delicate balance of nature in a place like this. It's almost like stepping back in time to a world untouched by humans.
Yeah, it's a feeling that's becoming increasingly rare. And speaking of rare, there's one more natural wonder we have to talk about. The coco de mer. Have you ever heard of a 90-pound nut?
A 90-pound nut. Now that's something you don't hear every day. What makes this coco de mer so special? What's the story behind this bizarre fruit?
Well, the coco de mer is way more than just a big nut. It's endemic to the Seychelles, specifically Praslin Island, where it grows in the Vallée de Mai, a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Vallée de Mai. It sounds almost mythical.
It really does have a mystical feel to it.
Yeah.
Imagine walking through a dense forest, sunlight filtering through the leaves of these giant palm trees, and then you see it. The coco de mer, this massive, uniquely shaped nut lying on the forest floor.
I'm trying to picture it. The article mentioned something about its shape.
Oh, yes. Its suggestive shape has led to all sorts of legends and folklore over the centuries. Some believed it had magical powers. Others thought it was a powerful aphrodisiac.
A 90-pound aphrodisiac? That's quite the image.
Yeah, it certainly sparks the imagination. But beyond the legends, the coco de mer plays a vital role in the Seychelles ecosystem.
I'm all ears. How so?
Well, everything from geckos to the endemic. Seychelles' black parrot relies on the coco de mer in some way. Geckos feed on the fallen fruit, while the parrots use the hard shells for nesting. Its presence shapes the entire forest dynamic.
So it's like a keystone species. Its existence supports a whole web of life. It makes you realize that conservation isn't just about saving individual animals or plants. It's about protecting those intricate relationships within an ecosystem.
Exactly. And that brings us back to the human element. We need to consider our impact on these delicate ecosystems. Even the coco de mer, despite being protected, is still vulnerable to habitat loss and poaching.
That's a sobering thought. I guess it's a constant challenge finding that balance between allowing people to experience these natural wonders while also ensuring their protection for future generations.
It is a constant challenge, and it's one that the Seychelles is actively grappling with. But let's change gears for a minute. The article also talks about how easy it is to go island hopping in the Seychelles. With a well-organized ferry system, exploring beyond the main island of Mahé is a breeze.
No, I love the idea of exploring different islands, each with its own unique character and charm. What are some of the highlights you'd recommend?
Well, if you're into hiking, Mahé's Morne Secolor National Park is a must-see. It's home to the highest peak in the Seychelles, and the trails offer just breathtaking views of the lush rainforest and the surrounding islands.
Adding that to my list, what about Silhouette Island? The article mentioned something about Mount Daban.
Oh yeah, Mount Daban. It's another challenging but rewarding hike. The views from the summit are spectacular, and the trail takes you through diverse landscapes, from dense forests to open grasslands.
Okay, that sounds amazing, but I'm not sure I'm quite ready to tackle a mountain climb. What about something a bit more water-based?
Well, you're in luck. The Seychelles is also a paradise for water lovers. The snorkeling and diving there are world-renowned. Imagine yourself gliding through crystal-clear waters, surrounded by vibrant coral reefs and an abundance of marine life.
Okay, you're speaking my language now. I can already picture myself swimming alongside colorful fish and maybe even spotting a sea turtle or two.
And if you're up for a little more adventure, there are even shipwrecks to explore. These sunken vessels have become artificial reefs, attracting a diverse array of marine life. It's like a fascinating blend of history and nature.
Shipwrecks turned into underwater gardens. That's something you don't see every day. What kind of history are we talking about? Are these ancient shipwrecks?
Some are quite old,
Yeah.
dating back to the days when the Seychelles was a haven for pirates and traders. Exploring these wrecks is like stepping back in time, imagining the stories those vessels hold.
It's like a real-life treasure hunt. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely adding scuba diving to my Seychelles itinerary. But before we get too carried away with all the adventures, we can't forget about those legendary beaches.
Of course, the Seychelles is synonymous with pristine beaches. Anselazio and Anse Georgette on Praslin Island are consistently ranked among the most beautiful in the world.
I've seen pictures. They look absolutely breathtaking. White sand, turquoise waters, swaying palm trees. It's like something out of a dream. What about La Digue Island? What's special about that one?
La Digue is a charming island with a unique laid-back atmosphere. Imagine cycling along quiet roads, giant tortoises leisurely strolling alongside you, and then reaching some of the most picturesque beaches you've ever seen.
Giant tortoises just casually strolling around. Okay, that's officially the most adorable thing I've heard all day. It sounds like the perfect place to just slow down and disconnect from the hustle and bustle of everyday life.
It is. La Digue is a reminder that paradise isn't just about luxury and indulgence. It's about simplicity, tranquility, and connection with nature. But we've been focusing a lot on the natural wonders of the Seychelles. What about the cultural side of things?
You're right. What does the article tell us about the people and the culture of the Seychelles? I'm curious to know more about that side of things.
Well, the Secolor culture is a fascinating blend of African, European, and Asian influences, reflecting the diverse history of these islands.
A melting pot of cultures. I bet that makes for some really interesting traditions and customs.
It does. The best place to experience this cultural richness is in the capital city, Victoria. The article mentions the Victorian-era food market as a must-visit. Imagine a bustling market filled with exotic fruits, spices, and fresh seafood.
I love those kinds of markets. It's like stepping into a sensory overload in the best possible way. You can really get a feel for the local life and flavors. What about the food? What's the cuisine like in the Seychelles?
Creole cuisine is a real delight. A fusion of flavors influenced by the diverse heritage of the islands. Think fresh seafood, fragrant spices, coconut milk, and tropical fruits. You can't go wrong with a classic fish curry or maybe a flavorful octopus salad.
Okay, my mouth is officially watering. And for the more adventurous eaters, any unique dishes that stand out?
You have to try ladab. It's a traditional dish made with breadfruit plantains and salted fish. It's a unique combination of textures and flavors that'll definitely surprise your taste buds.
Ladabub, I'm adding that to my culinary bucket list.
Yeah.
But, beyond the food, there's something else about the Seychelles that's really intriguing me. It's this sense of hidden passion. A vibrant spirit that seems to lie beneath the surface of this tranquil paradise.
I know exactly what you mean. And I think the perfect example of this is the upcoming FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup in May 2025.
That's right. I'd almost forgotten about that. So Seychelles, the land of pristine beaches and giant tortoises, is about to become a hub for international beach soccer?
It might seem unexpected, but it makes perfect sense when you consider the Seychellois people's deep connection to the ocean and their love of sports. This tournament is a chance for them to showcase a different side of their culture to the world.
It's like they're challenging our preconceived notions of what a tropical island paradise can be. It's not just about relaxation and indulgence. It's about passion, competition, and national pride.
Exactly. And it's not just about the sport itself. The tournament is an opportunity to celebrate the unique blend of cultures that makes the Seychelles so special.
I can already imagine the energy and excitement. The beaches transformed into stadiums, the crowds cheering the players, battling it out on the sand. It's going to be quite a spectacle.
And don't forget, the music, the food, the festivities that'll surround the event is going to be a true celebration of Seychellois culture on a global stage.
All this talk about cultural fusion and vibrant energy is making me think, maybe we need to plan a trip to the Seychelles in May 2025 to experience this firsthand.
Now, there's an idea.
Yeah.
We could combine our love of travel with this deep dive into Seychellois culture. It'd be an incredible way to witness the convergence of sport culture and natural beauty.
Okay, who's booking the flights?
Yeah.
Seriously, though, I think what's so captivating about the Seychelles is this constant sense of discovery. Every layer we peel back reveals something new and fascinating. It's like the ultimate treasure hunt for the curious mind.
It's a reminder that even in our interconnected world, there are still places that hold an air of mystery that beckon us to explore and discover.
And that's what makes this deep dive so rewarding. It's not just about learning facts and figures, it's about sparking a desire to experience something new, to step outside our comfort zones and embrace the unknown.
Precisely. And the Seychelles, with its unique blend of natural wonders, cultural richness, and vibrant energy, is the perfect destination for such an adventure. Well, the coconut mare is more than just like a really big nut. It's endemic to the Seychelles, specifically Praslin Island, where it grows in the Vallée de Mai.
Vallée de Mai.
A UNESCO World Heritage Site.
That sounds almost mythical.
Yeah, it does have a mystical feel to it. Imagine walking through like a dense forest, the sunlight filtering through the leaves of these huge palm trees, and then you see it, the coco de mer, this massive, uniquely shaped nut lying on the forest floor.
I'm trying to picture this. The article mentioned something about its shape, right?
Oh yeah, let's just say it has a suggestive shape,
Right.
which has led to all sorts of legends and folklore, throughout history. Some people believed it had like magical powers. Others thought it was a powerful aphrodisiac.
A 90-pound aphrodisiac, that's quite an image.
It really does spark the imagination. But beyond the legends, the coco de mer plays a vital role in the Seychellois ecosystem.
Okay, I'm all ears. How so?
So everything from geckos to the endemic. Seychelles' black parrot rely on the coco de mer in some way. Geckos feed on the fallen fruit while the parrots use the hard shells for nesting. So its presence really shapes the entire forest dynamic.
So it's like a keystone species? Its existence supports a whole web of life. It makes you realize that conservation isn't just about saving individual animals or plants. It's about protecting these complex relationships, within an ecosystem.
Exactly. And that brings us back to the human element. We need to consider, our impact on these delicate ecosystems. Even the coco de mer, despite being protected, is still vulnerable to habitat loss and poaching.
That's a sobering thought. I guess it's a constant challenge, finding that balance, between letting people experience these natural wonders and then also making sure they're protected for future generations.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It
Yeah.
really is a constant challenge. And it's something that the Seychelles is actively grappling with. But okay, let's switch gears a little bit. The article also talks about how easy it is to go island hopping in the Seychelles. With a well-organized ferry system, exploring beyond the main island of Mahe is super easy.
Okay, now you're talking. I love the idea of exploring all these different islands, each with its own unique personality and charm. What are some of the highlights you'd recommend?
Well, if you're a hiker, you've got to visit Morne Sekoloa National Park on Mahe. It's got the highest peak in the Seychelles, and the trails offer these breathtaking views of the lush rainforest and the surrounding islands.
I'm adding that to my list. What about Silhouette Island? The article mentioned Mount Dauban.
Right, Mount Dalbon. That's another challenging but rewarding hike. The views from the top are spectacular, and the trail takes you through so many different landscapes. Like you go through dense forests and then open grasslands. It's pretty amazing.
Okay, that does sound amazing. But I'm not sure I'm up for a mountain climb just yet. What about something a bit more water-based, you know?
You're in luck. The Seychelles is a paradise for water lovers. The snorkeling and diving are world-class. Imagine gliding through crystal-clear water surrounded by vibrant coral reefs and tons of marine life.
Okay, you're speaking my language now. I'm already picturing myself swimming with all those colorful fish and maybe even seeing a sea turtle.
And for a little more adventure, there are even shipwrecks to explore. These sunken ships have actually turned into artificial reefs, attracting all sorts of marine life. It's this really cool mix of history and nature.
Shipwrecks turned into underwater gardens. That's not something you see every day. What kind of history are we talking about? Are we talking ancient shipwrecks?
Some of them are actually pretty old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to when the Seychelles was a hideout for pirates and traders. Exploring these wrecks is like stepping back in time.
Yeah.
Imagining all the stories those ships could tell.
Like a real-life treasure hunt. Okay, I'm definitely adding scuba diving to my Seychelles itinerary. But before we get too caught up in all the adventure, we can't forget about those beaches.
Oh, of course. The Seychelles is known for its pristine beaches. Anse Lacio and Anse Georgette on Praslin Island are always ranked among the most beautiful in the world.
I've seen pictures. I mean, they look absolutely stunning. White sand, turquoise water, swaying palm trees. What about La Digue Island? What's special about that one?
La Digue is really charming. It's got this unique, laid-back vibe. Imagine just biking along these quiet roads with giant tortoises strolling next to you. Then you get to some of the most picturesque beaches you've ever seen.
Giant tortoises just hanging out. That is officially the most adorable thing I've heard all day. It sounds like the perfect place to unwind and unplug from all the craziness of life.
It really is. La Digue is like a reminder that paradise isn't just about luxury. It's about simplicity, tranquility, and connecting with nature. But we've talked a lot about the natural wonders of the Seychelles. What about the culture?
You're right. What does the article have to say about the people and the culture of the Seychelles? I'd love to know more about that.
Well, Sekaloa culture is this fascinating blend of African, European, and Asian influences, a reflection of the island's diverse history.
A true melting pot of cultures. I bet there are some really interesting traditions there.
There are. And the best place to experience this cultural richness is in Victoria, the capital city. The article recommends the Victorian-era food market. It's a bustling market filled with exotic fruits, spices, fresh seafood.
Oh, I love those kinds of markets. It's like sensory overload in the best way possible. You can really feel the local life and the energy. What about the food? What's the cuisine like?
Creole cuisine is so good. It's a fusion of flavors influenced by the island's heritage. Think fresh seafood, fragrant spices, coconut milk, tropical fruits. You can't go wrong with a classic fish curry or maybe a nice octopus salad.
Okay, my mouth is watering. And for the more adventurous eaters, what are some unique dishes that stand out?
You have to try ladab. It's a traditional dish made with breadfruit plantains and salted fish. It's this really unique combination of textures and flavors that'll surprise you.
Let up. It's going on my list. But, beyond the food, there's something about the Seychelles that I find really interesting. It's this sense of hidden passion, this vibrant spirit that lies beneath the surface of this tranquil paradise.
I know what you mean. And I think the perfect example of this is the upcoming FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup in May 2025.
Oh, that's right. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
So Seychelles, the land of pristine beaches and giant tortoises, is about to become a center for international beach soccer.
It might seem a little unexpected, but it makes sense when you think about how connected the Sekaloi people are to the ocean. And they love sports.
Yeah.
This tournament gives them a chance to show a different side of their culture to the world.
It's like they're challenging how we think about a tropical island paradise. It's not just about relaxing and luxury. It's about passion, competition, national pride.
You got it. And it's not just about the sport itself. The tournament is a way to celebrate the unique mix of cultures that makes the Seychelles so special.
I can just imagine the energy. The beaches turned into stadiums, the crowds going wild, the players battling it out on the sand. It'll be quite a sight.
And the music, the food, the festivities, that's what I'm looking forward to. It'll be a real celebration of Seychelles culture on a global stage.
You know what? All this talk about cultural fusion and this vibrant energy is making me think maybe we should plan a trip to the Seychelles in May 2025 to see this for ourselves.
Now there's an idea. We could take our love of travel and combine it with this deep dive into Seychelles culture. It would be amazing to see this mix of sports culture and natural beauty all come together.
Who's booking the flights? But seriously, what I find so captivating about the Seychelles is this feeling of constant discovery. It's like every layer we peel back, there's something new and exciting. It's the ultimate treasure hunt for curious minds.
It reminds us that even in our world where everything is connected, there are still places that hold on to a sense of mystery. Places that make us want to explore and discover.
And that's what I love about this deep dive. It's not just about learning facts. It's about sparking that desire to experience something new, to get out of our comfort zones and embrace the unknown.
Exactly. And the Seychelles, with its mix of natural wonders, cultural richness, and vibrant energy, is the perfect place to do just that.
You know, I'm starting to feel that pull myself. I can almost hear the waves crashing on the shore and feel that warm sand between my toes. But before we get too swept up, in the allure of the Seychelles, there's one more point in this article that I found really interesting. It talks about how this beach soccer event could be a catalyst for positive change in the Seychelles.
Yeah, that's an important point. Hosting a huge global event like this comes with a lot of responsibility. It's not just about putting on a good show. It's about using that spotlight to address some of the challenges facing the nation.
Like what kind of challenges?
Well, sustainable tourism is a big one. The Seychelles depends a lot on tourism. But it's a tricky balance. They need to find ways to manage all the visitors while protecting the very environment that draws people there in the first place.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's like walking a tightrope.
Right.
You want to share this incredible place with the world, but you also want to preserve what makes it so unique.
Yeah.
And protect those fragile ecosystems.
Exactly. And the article suggests that the Beach Soccer World Cup could be an opportunity to really showcase the Seychelles' commitment to sustainability. It's a chance to show that you can have economic growth and environmental conservation at the same time.
So it's about using this platform to send a message, right?
Yeah.
To inspire other nations to follow their lead. It's like they're saying, hey, we're a small island nation, but we're taking a stand. We're proving that you can have a thriving tourism industry and still be responsible stewards of the environment.
It's a powerful message for sure. And one that resonates with people who are looking for eco-conscious travel destinations. And of course, there are the economic benefits too. Hosting the World Cup will bring in revenue, create jobs, boost the local economy.
It's a win-win. They get to show off their culture, promote sustainability, and boost their economy. All at the same time, I can see why they're so excited about this event. It's way more than just a sporting competition. It's a chance to really put the Seychelles on the map for all the right reasons.
Yeah, it's a big moment, a turning point for the Seychelles to step onto the world stage and show everyone what they've got. And I have a feeling they're going to do it in style with grace and a whole lot of passion.
I wouldn't expect anything less from a nation with giant tortoises, 90-pound nuts, and some of the most amazing beaches anywhere. This deep dive has been incredible. I've gone from knowing next to nothing about the Seychelles to being totally captivated by its charm and complexity.
It's amazing what a single article can do, right? It can spark so much wonder and curiosity.
Yeah.
It just goes to show there's always something new to learn, a new way of seeing things.
That's what I love about a good deep dive. You start with a simple topic, and suddenly you're transported to a whole new world, full of these unexpected insights and ideas that really make you think.
And for those of you listening, I hope you'll take this newfound knowledge and let it inspire you to go on your own explorations. Whether it's planning a trip to the Seychelles, doing some research on other island nations, or just trying to learn more about the world, remember the most rewarding journeys often take us off the beaten path.
Well said. So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the wonders that surround us. Who knows what hidden treasures we'll find next?